Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. This is The Mental Breakdown. I'm your host, Joey Velez, back at you with another episode. And today I want to ask you a simple question, but it has the power to change the way you train, the way you compete, and even the way you live. But why do you do what you do? Not what your coaches or bosses expects, not what your parents are hoping for, not what your teammates or coworkers think, but why do you compete? Why do you do what you do? Most athletes spend a lot of time thinking about what they want to achieve, whether that's a championship, a scholarship, a personal record, or achieving a certain job. But very few spend time thinking about why these goals matter in the first place. And when adversity inevitably shows up, your why often becomes more important than your what. So, what we're talking about is purpose driven performance. So, what that means is that your effort is fueled by something deeper than results. It's about having a reason for competing that extends beyond medals, rankings, or even recognition. Your purpose could be something like becoming the best version of yourself, setting a good example for your family or your colleagues, honoring the sacrifices others have made for you, inspiring younger people, or seeing how much you're capable of growing. Purpose is what gives you meaning to the daily work. Let's be honest, right? Like most days aren't always glamorous. They're early alarms, they're repetitive drills or tasks, they're sore muscles, and sometimes long practices and work days. Purpose helps you stay committed when the excitement wears off. Now, goals are important. They provide direction and help you measure progress, but goals have one limitation is that once you achieve them, you have to find another one. Purpose is different. Purpose doesn't disappear. Purpose doesn't disappear after a win or a loss. It stays with you throughout your journey. So think of your goals as like your destination. Think of your purpose as like your compass. One tells you where you're headed, the other keeps you moving in the right direction, even when the road gets tough. Now, every athlete, every individual experiences some type of setback, whether it be injuries, losing, poor performances, being cut or being fired, or even questioning your abilities. Now, if your identity is built entirely around winning, then these moments can feel crushing. But athletes with a strong sense of purpose often recover more effectively. And that's because their reason for showing up isn't dependent on today's results. They understand that growth often comes through adversity. The setback becomes a part of the journey, not the end of it. So if you're not sure what your purpose is, you can ask yourself these questions. What do I love most about my sport or my job? Who benefits when I become a better athlete or a person? What values do I want to represent every time I compete or perform? Maybe it's courage, discipline, humility, resilience. Your purpose doesn't have to be this dramatic thing. It just has to be something that's meaningful to you. Purpose isn't something you think about only before a championship or a important performance. It's something you bring into every practice, every workday. Before training or before the workday begins, ask yourself, how can I live out my purpose today? Maybe that means encouraging a teammate or a colleague, giving your full effort during a conditioning drill, staying composed after a mistake happens. Purpose isn't just about what you achieve, it's about how you choose to show up. At the end of your athletic or professional career, very few people are going to remember your statistics or the things you did each and every day. But what they will remember is who you became through that process, right? The discipline you built, the relationships you formed, the lessons you learned, the person you developed into. That's what purpose-driven performance is all about. It's using performance not only to become a better athlete, a better worker, but to become a better human being. So today's challenge, take 5 minutes out of your day and finish this sentence. The reason I compete is insert whatever information that is. If you're a more of a 9 to 5 or a professional worker, not an athlete, the reason I show up to work every day is same thing, fill in the blank. Don't overthink it. Write down whatever comes to mind, because when you know your why, it's easier to stay committed through those difficult days. And that's what I have for you all today. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to download, rate, review the podcast, share with your family and friends. Don't forget to check out the social media pages on both TikTok and Instagram. And I'll see you guys later. And don't forget, today is a great day to make an impact on someone's life. All right, y'all. Have a good one.